Hi guys, this is Nimsh and welcome after a long break. Today I would like to talk to you about Star Wars Unlimited. And I have a product review for you. So my friends at Rebel sent me some products for review and I would like to talk about this and a deck box, and I have a couple of booster packs to open at the end of the video as well. So we'll go through that. Overall, Star Wars Unlimited, let's quickly talk about the game. I've been playing the game a lot in the last couple of months. It's a very fresh game, just released. The organized play is going to mostly start next year with big tournaments. So this year is more about enjoying the game, collecting the cards. There are obviously some tournaments that are pretty competitive, and they're pretty fun. So this is a new expansion. The first one is Spark of Rebellion. Now we're entering Shadows of the Galaxy. Is very much themed around the Mandalorian and some other non-core movies. There is a Han Solo theme. There is the movie Boba Fett, The Bad Batch, tons of stuff that are basically non-core. A bit of sequels as well. But if you have never played this game and would like to start, this product is perfect for you. So let me go through what's inside and why it's worth getting, in my opinion at least. So let's start with actual deck boxes. You get like two small deck boxes in this product, one for Mandalorian, one for Gideon, because you will be getting two decks, one for both of those guys. Those deck boxes are obviously very, let's say, soft, but if you have no TCG product, very good start. I would recommend to get the sleeves. There is no sleeves within this specific box. And the box overall is worth around $35, by the way. I've bought exactly the same one for Spark of Rebellion, and I was pretty happy with what I've got. So, deck boxes, not much to say about them. Definitely good to separate your cards. Still recommend sleeves. What's very interesting about this product, obviously, are the actual decks. So, let's go through the decks first. Starting with Moff Gideon. I'm personally always a fan of Imperials. So whenever I see a starter deck for a game, my first question is, why would I buy it if I'm a competitive player? And the answer is exclusive cards. And the Star Wars Unlimited starters, this specifically, there is a couple of exclusive cards that you will not be able to open in packs. One of them is Moff Gideon, who is a leader. So if Moff Gideon becomes competitively viable, you want that card, and you get just one. So Moff Gideon is a starter exclusive leader. Then this is just the base. This is not exclusive. It's going to be in packs. But just I wanted to quickly show you, as a new player potentially, what this deck is about. So specifically, Moff Gideon plays with three colors: Command green. Then you have Villainy black, and you have blue, Vigilance. So this deck is more about ramp, about control, and about buffing your own units. So this is just to set the theme for the deck. Next, more exclusive cards. So I've started this deck already to show you the most important thing, I think, which is exclusive cards you get that are only in this starter, starting with this trooper. Then we have Death Trooper, and you have Moff Gideon's ship, and then you have one more special card. So let me quickly put them here. So with those cards, they will only be available in this starter deck, which is important because you want to have all the cards as a competitive player. And some of those cards are pretty good. Where you can potentially get them after is competitive promos. There are usually, at least that was an example for Spark of Rebellion, where there were store tournaments and you could get some of those cards in a promo version. But it does take a lot of time to actually, collect all of them in free copies. And this is, by the way, very important. Free copies of those cards. Some other games, they usually ask you to buy a couple of starters to get everything for competitive play. Star Wars Unlimited just wants this one starter. Is it good that there is starter exclusive cards left for a different time? But overall, you just buy one and you get all you need for your competitive decks. So those will be, to me, the most valuable cards in this specific deck. Then, apart from the starter exclusives, which are also, by the way, numbered, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, they are numbered specifically with Shadows of the Galaxy, which means that if you want to have a master set, they are in order. So the rarity of the cards are set as S, which is starter. So there is common, uncommon, rare, legendary, and S, which is starter. But they will basically be needed if you want to have a full master set. Then two other valuable cards in both of the starters are rares. So those are the two rares in this specific starter deck, which are pretty nice. I think they are... so overall, rares are not super expensive in this game, but it's nice to have a couple of them in the starter to be able to learn how they work for the newer players. And then the rest of the deck is less valuable. So where I find value here is how streamlined it is. Basically, both decks go well against each other, and they do use new mechanics, and they have some reprints as well to be well-rounded decks that you can play, learn the game from, or just have fun, right? Sometimes we have those competitive decks, and we would like to play with a family member, and those decks are too complex. I feel like those decks are perfect to just have like a couple of good matches versus someone who is not familiar with the game. And obviously, if you're starting, perfect. So, good stuff. Bounties, a new mechanic for this very Mandalorian bounty hunter themed expansion, where you put bounties on opposing characters, and then when you defeat them, you are able to get rewards. The client is a perfect guy to get bounties. He basically, once per turn, he can give someone a bounty, and then we just get them and get rewards. And there's a lot of cards like that. I want to go through all the cards. I'll mainly show you like the art. But this deck, being the free color green, black, and blue, has a lot of very cool overall mechanical cards. Like this guy, for example, when new card from Shadows of the Galaxy. When he enters play, he's able to just capture a big unit. There is no cost restriction. So if there is a big 80-80, it has to be a ground unit, I believe. So the big 80-80 he can capture. And capturing means he will put the card face down like this, and then that card will stay there until this character is defeated. So a lot of very flavorful, nice cards. I feel a lot of mechanics from the other set are being used, like Sentinel that is able to protect your other units. There is the new mechanic Smuggle, which means that you can put a card face down into your resource row like you do, but then you can actually play the card later in the game when you have nothing else to do. So a very fun thing to have more value from the cards. In the first expansion, you could only put cards in your resource row and not use them. So yeah, let's just go through those arts. They're very good cards. The defeating upgrades will be very important for against the Mandalorian deck. So the decks, there is a lot of thought behind them. There is a very good Sentinel unit for space, which is going to block some of the Moff Gideon's very nice special units. There is Mandalorian. Like, yes, this is what we're gonna play versus Mandalorians, so we need to defeat those. And there's a couple of reprints from the first set, as I mentioned. So, for example, this is one of the key cards for green decks that is ramping. And instead of regular common, it has an S now as a star card. Because I'm not sure if it's. I believe then it shouldn't be reprinted in the core Shadows of the Galaxy. It should be just in the starter. That's why there is S. But this was a regular card you could pull in the packs in Spark of Rebellion. A couple of really good troopers that are being used. Like this is a very nice slash blocker Sentinel character. The troopers, nice stuff that will teach you how to play those colors. And then we have a refresh on tokens. We have experience tokens and shield tokens. So basically, some of the cards, they generate those tokens. Experience means that someone gets an experience token and they get +1/+1. And then shield means someone gets a shield and they need to, opponent needs to, when opponent deals damage to the character, first the shield is removed. This is nothing new, but new art if you would like to use those tokens. Talking about tokens, actually, let's quickly talk about other thing that is in this box. Because you might be asking, like, all right, FFG really loves tokens. Will I have to buy another token pack? The answer is no. So we have those two cardboard cutouts where you get the majority of the tokens you need. So this game uses damage tokens to mark damage. I personally use dice. But you also will need the initiative token, which is this one. And you need to mark that the ability of the leader was used if it's like once per game. Some bases, they also have, this one is blank, this is a regular base with just 30 HP, but there are 25 HP bases that have a special ability that can be used once per game, and then you just mark it with an X. So those tokens have been pretty good for me. I personally have been using those. There is acrylic version that I didn't get yet. but it's cool that you get the full experience in the box. Let's jump into the Mandalorian. So Mando is also exclusive for starters. So if Mando becomes the best deck in the game in 2 years, you better have him just in case. For new players as well, Mando and overall leaders, the cool thing about this game is that when the time comes, so the leader has their ability, right? But when the time comes, and I believe it's 5 for this guy, or 6, let me quickly check. No, it's 6. So when you have 6 resources on the board, he comes in and he starts blasting. So it's a very fun mechanic where, we play units, we attack with units, and do some stuff. But then there is that moment when both Gideon and the Mando are coming in and having a kind of like a one-on-one in a way. When the leader is defeated, they go back into the passive state and they obviously keep supporting your troops and everything. But there's this fun moment in this game that I really love, deploying your leader when it's available. You don't have to deploy him like immediately when you hit the 6 resources. Usually it's the best, but sometimes you want to keep the leader for the better moment. So Mando, exclusive. Base, not really. Again, just to talk about colors. Different colors than Gideon. This time we have heroism, cunning, and vigilance as well. So vigilance is used in a bit of a different way, but this deck will have like more cunning tricks and more, let's say, attachments / upgrades to buff your units. So more buffing, more kind of tricks. Then, no ramp, for example, without green. So those will be the colors. And then we go into exclusive starter cards again, all in free copies, which is amazing. We have the Mandalorian's rifle. Cool thing about this is obviously can be used by any character. Then the stats will be added to that character. But it is a signature weapon for Mando. So only the Mandalorian will activate this effect, not any Mandalorian unit. It would be phrased differently. We'll say like a Mandalorian unit. Then we have Razor Crest, so the ship that Mando was using. We have obviously Grogu, which is super on theme. And we have our boy Greef Karga, who is the one who was hiring Mando and helping Mando. And Greef Karga is a good card as well. You probably would like to have it in your collection. So again, we get all the starter cards that are necessary. Just one copy of the starter. All are fun, very much themed, which is great. I really love this about this product. Super exciting, and excited to play against my wife with it. Then let's do the same thing with the rest. So we do have 2 rares, which are very much on theme. Most valuable cards in this deck. Apart from the starter cards, we have a very powerful attachment, and then we have a ship that is able to transport those attachments from characters. So for example, if I would have this guy here, I would attach this, because in this game you attack 1 by 1. There is a chance that I attack with this guy, having full usage of the upgrade, and then attack with a ship, which allows me to move it to a different guy, and then this guy can then attack, having more value from the specific attachment, which is pretty cool and a nice mechanic. Which obviously my opponent will try to stop, but hey, that's the strategy at least. So Mando's deck is all about Mandos, different Mandos. There is our guy from the show as well. Not starter exclusive. You can open all those cards. You can open in packs. Nice ships. Sometimes you look at a card and it's blank and you're like, oh, blank doesn't do anything. But always look at the stats. Those are pretty good stats, especially for the space unit. Very hard to kill with 5 health. And yeah, they have like a lot of copies of the cards that matter here. So that's pretty good. Which means that the deck is very stable with, again, lots of Sentinel to block, to protect your units. Then you have some cards with bounties. Again, like this, for example, this bounty hunter is able to, if he attacks someone with a bounty, that bounty will not like strike back kind of because the attack will be lowered. So comes in, attacks the same moment it attacks. Then if someone had a bounty, you collect the bounty. He survived. He's there. It needs to be eliminated. So again, using a couple of cool things. The armor signature card, great stuff. Not Star exclusive. You will be able to open the armor in the packs as well. Very nice art. Love it. Love the character. Love the art. Good stuff from the previous expansion, for example. This card I've used a ton in my Aiden Versio control deck. A very good card. So I think fits the theme here as well. Then we have Fennec Shand, a very renowned bounty hunter who worked with Boba Fett, and she was very present in the shows as well, in the Clone Wars, etc. Interesting card. Has a good effect where she deals damage late game based on the number of, I believe, cards, types of cards in graveyard. I haven't fully memorized all the cards, but something I will definitely need to check and see if she's viable for competitive. Just good looking cards, honestly. Very much on theme, and I think will perfectly teach you the game if you're starting. Standout card from the previous expansion. Again, a bit of a reprint. This is the way. Draws a card. Actually, both those decks, I was surprised that they have a lot of draw, which is great because you don't want to have a situation where you both run out of cards playing a starter deck and then you just top deck. And something to mention as well in Star Wars, you draw 2 cards at the end of the turn, which means that if you decide not to put the resource in, you actually pretty quickly can accumulate a good chunk of cards in hand. So Star Wars, when I play it, I feel like I usually have a lot to do and good decision points, which means that's why the game is pretty good. Some starter cards, but not starter exclusive. Those are reprints from the core set. And then we have tokens as well, two-sided, that you've seen before. So, how do you play this game? If you have never played this game and you are actually still watching this video, that's a great question. And the answer is you get the rule set with this product. I recommend checking rule sets online. Both quick start rules and comprehensive rules, tournament rules are actually available in PDF form on the website for Star Wars Unlimited. FFG is actually doing an amazing job with this game, with updating their website and communicating with the community. This is honestly like one of the biggest investment products I've seen from their end so far, with having a completely separate website with like card catalog and stuff. Instruction, if you obviously don't want to read like big PDFs, this is a great start. They will explain everything you need to know. Very small, short, sweet. You can read it and start playing immediately. And then last but not least, you also get those 2 posters / playmats. So let me open one. They're 2-sided. So if you feel like you don't have a playmat, have a dirty table, have trouble remembering where stuff goes, this is a playmat. I'm sorry that you don't see everything, but basically this is where your stuff goes. This is where your base goes, leader. This is where your resources will go. This is where your units will go. This is ground units, space units. So this will allow you to remember where stuff goes, which is helpful if you're starting. And on the other side of this, there's a poster. So if you don't need a playmat, you're a fan of Moff Gideon, here you go. Right? You can use this, put it on your wall, and then it's the same for Mando. Let me open this one. Yeah, Mando is like this, a pretty nice art. Card looks great. Art looks great. Same thing on the back. If you're interested in like better quality playmats, this one here is something I bought from Spark of Rebellion with Mr. Darth Vader, and they have a couple of others like this. I like that those are clean. A lot of games start using those play areas on the mat, which I feel covers the art. And also, I honestly never really follow where stuff should be. Like in general, like my deck is usually in a different space. So I love clean art mats, and you have some beautiful clear mats for Shadows of the Galaxy. All right, so that was the main thing. That was our starter deck. Then I also have a deck box to review, which is this big Game-Genic deck box. It's huge. It's honestly, this one is for, well, in theory, for 2 decks There's 1, 2, and there is like a compartment for tokens. But this is also an XXL version, which allows you to have double sleeved decks inside, which, well, I don't think you really need it for Star Wars yet. Maybe when the Twin Suns format fully comes out and we play like with more players and need bigger decks. But if you want to have a lot of decks inside, like this is the compartment, and I've put in both of my unlimited decks, my Iden Versio and Boba Fett decks, and they fit perfectly. So this is like 140 cards, I believe. So it perfectly fits a lot of Star Wars cards. So if you are a person that wants to bring 4 decks to a tournament, to pick one before, or if you would like to play with friends and you have 4 decks built and you just want to, bring them and everybody plays with your decks, perfect. This is a great product for you. Definitely has space. Same for the compartment with the tokens. As you can see, I'm still using this very basic initiative token, which really just works. It works, and I like that it's it's not really changed, like the art is not changed, and I'm just used to, because I can easily see who has initiative on board when we have it. So it's a very good token, and some dice as well. This compartment also can have a lot of stuff inside. So one last thing about this big box is that whenever, because I owned some boxes like this before in the past, one general complaint I usually have is like this will scratch. Not this specifically, but overall, like the previous one I had, unfortunately scratched, and whenever there were like scratches, and it will scratch in the bag, obviously we keep it everywhere, then there was like white, let's say, highlight visible. I tested this one because I wanted to specifically see if it works, so I scratched this part like pretty heavily, and honestly it does. Obviously there is some scratches visible, but there is no there's no whitening, so I think that's pretty good. So that gets a plus in my book. Overall, big hefty deck box will hold your cards pretty well. This is all magnetic, good stuff. Okay, and I think we arrived at the time where I can finally open some booster packs. Booster packs for Shadows of the Galaxy. First time opening this expansion. I love opening those packs for Star Wars Unlimited. This is one of the best pack opening experiences I had because of a couple of reasons. First, it's paper packs, not plastic packs like other, not all the games now have plastic still, but like paper is great. And then the other thing is that this expansion overall, like this game, has very interesting rarity system. So we do have common, uncommon, rare. And like first time you open common, uncommon, and rare, you're like, yes, cool, right? But after opening many packs, you're like, doesn't matter. I'm going for legendary cards, right? I really want to see a legendary card, which this game has. But then what else is beyond legendary? This game also has showcase cards, which is a special alt art, very rare rarity. And hitting those is amazing. I haven't opened any showcase so far. Maybe I will first time here on video. That would be awesome. But opening a showcase alternative art leader is amazing. So we're looking for legendary cards first. A legendary is always a win. Whenever you open a pack, you open a legendary, you're always happy. Then showcase is insane. But the cool thing is there is foil cards and there is also alternative art called hyperspace. So even when I look at commons, uncommons, and rares, where usually I'll be like, yeah, bulk, whatever. In this game, I'm like, wow, I actually kind of want all the commons, uncommons, and rares in alternative art. They look great. So let's see. Let's go. Let's open some first packs. I will leave Boba for last, and then we'll have. Let's start with Mr. Lando. I will open them like this, and okay. So let me figure out how to. Okay, so we have a great start. So we started with a hyperspace Han Solo. I think I'll just put it down. I think this is the best for the camera, and we can see what's going on. So this is a hyperspace, which means that extended art. There is no frame around this Han Solo card. So this is what we expect. I think the best card is basically at the end. So let's keep going. This is the base. So we start with a leader. Then we have the base. This is like fully double red. And then we go with the cards. So let me get the cards like this. And one by one, we will go with our commons. I'll probably miss where the commons and uncommons are, but as I said, this set is mostly themed around Mando, Boba Fett, TV shows, Han Solo movie, a bit of sequels, some Bad Batch / Clone Wars. So yeah, pretty cool stuff so far. I'll go very slowly with this. I don't know where we are rarity wise. I feel like this should be an uncommon already, because the whites are the uncommons. Yep. Uncommon, and then I believe we have foil. Oh, that's really cool actually. So this is the last card, and this let me see. So first, Crosshair. This is super fun that I opened Crosshair foil, because Crosshair is one of my favorite characters from the Bad Batch. I love Bad Batch as a TV show, so super hyped for this. I honestly, I'm very happy that the Bad Batch is getting, because the show has ended. I'm very happy that the Bad Batch, I will be able to experience playing the characters in the card game, and opening Crosshair in my first ever pack and in foil is amazing. Crosshair also seems like a very, very powerful card. Cool. So, and this is a rare. Yeah. So rares will have also this hologram here. So this is how we can recognize if this is a rare or a legendary. And then obviously this will tell us what it is. I don't know exactly. So I looked at legendary cards, but this is absolutely a rare. Okay. All right. So this was the first pack. I'm quickly looking at other cards. I haven't missed anything. All right. Got it. So let's keep those two here. Hyperspace as well, base, so we can see the full picture of what we have. Then another pack. Actually, it's like better. Yeah, I'm so used to having a pull tab for other card games, but I think it's basically paper is always easy to open anyway. We can just destroy this pack. Just need to watch the last card because it can be a legendary. You can, if you're our showcase, you can open 2 legendaries in one pack if you're super lucky, because the rare slot upgrades sometimes. All right, so it is a pack with Bo-Katan Kryze, and it is hair, not in hyperspace, but then we got a hyperspace base. So this base is now hyperspace. As you can see, compared to the previous base, let me get the previous one. You can see this is a regular base with with the frame, and then this is the hyperspace version of a common base, which looks beautiful. So let's get this out. Bo-Katan, regular version. She is, though, and Han Solo, they are. So Han Solo is he rare? Let me double check this. No, he is a common. So he's a common, and Bo-Katan is a rare, I believe. So this is I'm not fully sure how this works, but you can see there is a holo or like the foiling here, and some leaders are rares, some leaders are common. So the rare, in theory, are harder to get, but honestly, it's very easy to get them as well. So I don't think the hardest leaders to get are the starter leaders I've showed you, like Moff Gideon and the Mandalorian, because you have to buy those star products. All right, so we go through commons first. And then we are looking for a hyperspace. Any card in the pack can upgrade to a hyperspace. So we'll see. Oh, I love this art. This art is so cool. This is a very cool creature, Nexu. And when I saw this art for the first time, when I was just double checking over what's in the set, I was like, wow, this is a really cool one. I hope the card is playable as well. Oh, so Surprise Strike is actually a reprint in the regular set as well. So maybe the starter cards that are reprints will show up here as well. And that's happening, by the way, because I believe it's specifically for limited play. So the draft experience and sealed experience is better. So the whole set is well balanced. This guy is also a reprint from Spark of Rebellion. A decent card. Never seen competitive play as far as I know, but it's like in draft is a very decent card. All right, we go further. We go into uncommons. The client. More uncommons. How many cards left? Oh my god. I feel like we hit something big, boys. I feel like there is something big at the end. And I don't know. It's another Crosshair foil? What? And it's showcase. It's not showcase. It's not. It's hyperspace. So I was like, I saw that there is no frame, and I was like, what's happening? So this is pretty cool and very awkward. But hey, I love Crosshair, so this is awesome. And Crosshair himself is he a rare? Actually, no, he's an uncommon. Okay, so Crosshair is uncommon, and this is fun because I can show you how what differences there is, right? So we have uncommon foil, and then we have uncommon hyperspace. And obviously, foil hyperspace can also be hit in the legendary slot. And those cards are one of the most expensive ones. Like Darth Vader, which is a very amazing legendary from Spark of Rebellion. You could hit at the regular legendary Darth Vader, a foil legendary Darth Vader, and then the hyperspace foil legendary Darth Vader. All of them are the same card, but obviously the looks and this Crosshair looks amazing. Cool. Let's get into the last pack and wrap up this video. It's been a pretty long video, but super exciting, and I'm super fun to be able to talk to you guys again, show you some content, especially Star Wars related. I believe this is another hyperspace leader, Gar Saxon. So Mr. Gar Saxon, yes, absolutely hyperspace, no frame. Very interesting that there is so much hyperspace here. Like free packs, we got 2 hyperspace leaders, and we got hyperspace foil. I really wonder what's at the very end. We have a regular base, so nothing to write home about. Then we go into the rest. Again, I'll just go through the art, not talking about cards specifically, just so you guys can see like how this expansion looks like. Looking for those hyperspace commons and uncommons. Does anything stand out? This game is, I mean, the art style is very specific. I want to say that this game is beautiful, and I feel it is. The overall art direction is cool because it's very stylized and cartoonish, which means that live action and animated shows, they go well together. And it's like, you know, this was from a movie, a live action movie, and this is from a cartoon, right? And they are like, together they just fit, like it makes sense. It still looks like the same game, it's same style, so I really appreciate it about this game. Some Mando stuff, uncommons. We got a hyperspace. Is it rare? I believe it's uncommon. All right, it's uncommon, some spoilers, but hey. Then we have a rare, I believe, right? Is this a rare? This is a rare, yes. Apologies, I don't know all the cards yet. And then we got a foil at the end. So regular packs, some cool stuff, nothing really big. I don't believe we got, no legendaries. We got some hyperspace stuff. So normally I would say in other games, we haven't had any heavy hitters, but I feel like it was still a very fun opening experience for those 3 packs. Crosshair, this is definitely going into my collection, into my hyperspace foil folder. Happy that it's Crosshair. Good stuff. So yeah, that is it. That's all I have for you guys today. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you guys in the future video. Bye bye.